Let's go to Tommy in the 202, who we have flagged as an anti-Biden guy. Tommy, where are you at these days?
What's up, Pakman? What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Uh, Yo, Democrats are monsters, man. After that stunt they pulled yesterday, I am absolutely disgusted by that. You know what I mean?
Which stunt? You mean just like voting when there's a virus?
Yes.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
how do
I
you have
I
the president saying you shouldn't gather in groups of more than 10 and then you have a couple million people voting? I just don't get it. I don't understand. It's crazy.
I'm, I mean, in many ways, they kind of just listen. I'm at this point. The Democrats are just basically in the same type of breed of monsters as these Republicans are. You
Mm,
could say that, yeah, well, at the very least, Republicans are still kind of worse with some of the things that they do,
right.
but I'm genuinely disgusted right now, and I'm like, you know what? I'm looking at the situation about Bernie's vote and Bernie's reasons for failures. At this point, I got like five reasons why he failed.
Okay.
Number one, that endorsement wave that came with all the people dropping out and going to support Joe Biden.
Yep.
Number two, this mainstream media brainwashing that keeps happening with older folks. I literally got a family member out here with things straight up Joe Biden's a whole anti-Social Security history thing that has been obfuscated, that is probably a bit more complicated than it is. And I'm like, I literally have video evidence of him lying about that, bro. How are you not seeing that? Um, then we got situations of older voter turnout, and it's like, what happened to the youth? And
Right.
I'm thinking that maybe, you know what? Because as far as I understand it, the stats said straight up the youth turnout was basically similar to what happened 4 years ago with the last Bernie election versus the older turnout, which is just everybody just coming in mass. I don't
Yes.
understand how that happened. I genuinely don't understand that, and that means me to think that there's probably some more truth to this whole thing. My fourth reason, rigged. Because look, I understand that's a dirty word for a lot of people, but you know what? First off, that Iowa situation,
Yep.
there's no other explanation for that. After that point, when you said we're not even going to correct the record, piss off. Number
Okay, now
two, I mean,
Tommy, hold
sorry,
on a
number
second
two.
because you are shot out of a cannon today, and let me see if we can maybe diffuse a little bit. The one thing I want to ask you is, does Bernie bear any responsibility in the sense that like do you think Bernie benefited or not from the Democratic Socialist label? What do you think of that just as an
Oh,
example?
oh yeah, that's actually my fifth reason.
Okay.
Bernie Sanders too nice. Bernie Sanders
Well,
is
but hold
straight
on a
up. I
second,
don't
Tommy.
think
Let's
made a
let's
great
not let's
argument.
not mince words. Too nice versus saying you're a Democratic Socialist. Those are two different things, right? Like I believe it was damaging to keep going with that label. I've been saying it for 5 years. Do you agree? That's self-inflicted, right?
Yeah, I agree with that, but
Okay.
I also think that straight up, in a way, when I say too nice, I mean that you need to more aggressively say the problems of a Biden presidency versus a Bernie presidency, and like how Kyle was saying, you need to make the case that I'm the moderate. I'm the centrist. I'm the one who's actually got more your interests at heart.
Yep.
Because I have your interests at heart, I'm better at beating Donald Trump. All right,
Got it.
he
Now
barely
let me
did that.
ask you,
He
Tommy, let
just
me ask
was
you
like
one other
going.
question, Tommy. Again, I'm trying to hear where your head's at. In every poll over the
Mhm.
last 2 weeks that does a hypothetical matchup, Biden versus Trump and Bernie versus Trump, Biden performs better. Do you think those polls are just wrong? Are people lying when they respond to the pollsters?
Let me put it this way: at this point, all the Trump, I think, is the favorite to win. Well, or at least Trump has a better chances of winning based on the things that's happened, whether he's going against Bernie or Joe Biden. I think Bernie has a better chance of beating Donald Trump because, again, Joe Biden, he's running on the type of platform that Clinton did back in
Uh-huh.
2016. He's running on the type of platform that John Kerry did back in 2004. That's a risk.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So far as I'm concerned, I'm like, those polls, especially because of how close they are, a
Yep.
lot of them, I'm just like,
Hey, Tommy,
I don't
last
even
thing
know what
for
else to
you.
say
Who
about
you
that.
who you voting for in November?
You know what? Here's why I'm at this point. Joe Biden, It's me. He's too conservative. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to disagree with you when it comes to, like, say, Supreme Court picks and climate change
No, but
things.
Tommy, I'm just asking, who are you
The
voting
only
for in
thing
November? Who are you voting for in November?
Joe Biden better come get my vote, because here's the thing. This thing. What he has going for him is the fact that he's better at healthcare than Donald Trump.
Right.
More people will probably be covered under him than Donald Trump. He better not move to the right on that.
Okay.
He
All
better
right,
not move to the right on
Tommy,
that in general, like
shot
these
out
people always
of a
do.
cannon from the 202. Always great to hear from you, my friend.
All right. Take care,
Okay.
Pakman.
All right. Tommy's underwhelmed there with my wrap up of his phone call. Okay, let's go next to the 773 area code. Who's calling today from 773?
I am.
And who's this?
This is Michael.
Michael, what's up?
So, I was disappointed that some of my fellow Bernie bros are voting for Donald Trump if he doesn't win. I don't think they should do that.
If who doesn't win?
Bernie. I don't see
oh.
Bernie winning right now.
No, it's over. It's over. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
When I heard you say it's over, I was disappointed. But
Yeah. So
but
now,
if I was old enough to vote,
who are you voting for in November?
I'm not old enough to vote. But if I was, I would vote for Joe Biden. Anyone but Trump.
Right. I think that's the right attitude, Michael.
All right.
Yep. How you holding up with the virus?
I'm staying home. However, I did get some work from my school.
You did. And is school? How old a guy are you, Michael? How old a guy are you?
One more time.
What's your age, Michael? How old of a person are you?
I'm only 16.
You're 16. Okay, so you're like high school is canceled for the rest of what? The semester, the year?
It's canceled until March 30th, I think.
Oh, and then they're going to reevaluate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Michael. Very good. Anything else you wanted to mention today?
Should I be scared of the coronavirus?
Should you be scared, did you say?
Yeah.
Well, it's not about being scared. It's about being cautious and acting responsibly. So when we're told, listen, limit your exposure unless necessary, stay home, so on and so forth. It's not about, being scared won't do anything for you, but being cautious and having a plan will. And it sounds like you're doing that by doing schoolwork from home and all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. Excellent to hear from Michael in the 773 area code. If you love feeding your intellectual curiosity, but you're always struggling to find the time, check out one of my all-time favorite apps called Blinkist. Blinkist lets you consume an entire book on your way home from work. They take thousands of popular nonfiction books, condense each one into text or audio that you can get through in just 15 minutes, and you get all of the important core ideas and information from that book. It's perfect if you don't have enough time to do all the reading you want to do, or if you just want to sample a book before you buy the entire thing. I recently read A Brief History of Time, of course, by the great Stephen Hawking. This is a book that I have been aware of for so long, and other things got in the way, and it was fantastic to check it out on Blinkist. Blinkist has books on politics, philosophy, science. They have 27 different nonfiction categories, and a subscription is only about $8 a month, and you get the entire library. But you can try it totally free and get 25% off a subscription when you go to Blinkist.com/Pakman. I've put the link right underneath this video.